Jazz. How are we doing, everybody? I hope you're all okay. Thank you very much for joining me on another Monday evening for another Monday Night Live. I have literally just woken up. So I woke up, threw myself in the shower, and that doesn't seem to have helped. So I'm still half asleep, just making a little coffee to get me through this little section over the next little while. So anyway, let's get into this unplanned as you like today, and just a nightmare. Let me know how the sound is. Hopefully I'm using a new microphone today, so I'm very excited about that. It's the little things that keeps me happy. Anyway, let's have a little look and see who we've got in chat. If you are in chat, let me know who you are. Let me know where you're from. I like to see all that sort of good stuff. Close this window a little bit so I'm not quite so loud for the neighbors. So then let's have a little look and see what we've got in here. There's been a bunch of you waiting already, which is very cool. Thank you very much. David Payne, evening from Northern Ireland. Jason Ginden from Canada. I've not got your name right a lot, and I've just realized that my microphone is at a rather avant-garde angle. I need to hang on. It'll be totally worth it. Well, it won't be. You won't care, but there you go. Right. Yes. What else we got going on? So Mr. Boyce is in. Lois is in. Hi, Dino. Greetings from Solihull. Says M16. Reese Evans. Hey, Dino. What's up from my kitchen this week? Fantastic. Just in case you are new to the Monday Night Live show, then the first 10 minutes of the show, I am just going to say hello to people in chat. And then after that, we will get into the vlog. Not a clue what we're going to be doing this week, so we'll see how we get on. Right, Steve Clark is in from Steve and Helen. Steve and Helen watching as a couple. Oh, that's sweet. From Rugby, thank you very much indeed. Sergey is in from Russia. Privyet. Gareth Lynch, hi Dean, from Gareth in Scotland, Perth. Good morning from Maui, says Jason Roslin. Have we had a Maui person here before? Have you been here before, Jason? That's awesome. I like that idea. Hello, you glorious hairy bar steward, says Jay. All right, Jay, how you doing, buddy? Am I bright enough? I turned some of my brightness down. I turned a little bit of the brightness down, and I don't know if I went a little bit too far with it. I don't know. So you'll have to let me know. What else we got going on? How the hell are you from Solihull, says Mick Blizzard. Lovely old job. Bristol calling again from Andy Fairchild. Don't know why I just made my chair lower then. That seemed kind of daft, but there we go. We'll see how we get on. How you getting on? She's warm in Chroma, boy. We've had a warm one here. I actually went out in the garden a little bit earlier on. I think that's why I've been so tired, because I popped out in the garden, got the old hose and went over all the chairs and things. And yeah, I am absolutely shattered. I'm in bits. What else have we got going on? Ricky Folks is from Oswestry. Is that a thing? Is that in Norway or somewhere? John Muller is in. Hi, Dean from Northern Ireland, says Alistair. Neil M, good evening from County Durham. Gaza, East Anglia, hello from sunny Suffolk. All right then, fella, how you doing? Rob323, hi. Hi to you as well, my friend. Hello, Dean from Pennsylvania. All right, Zig boy, nice to see you again, buddy. Was in a very dodgy live stream test I did for my patrons earlier on today, when I was just testing in a vest in the garden. It was it made the camera didn't really pick things up overly well, and so it meant that my already incredibly pale skin, just when the sun bounced off it, it just blew out the white balance on the camera, and it couldn't cope at all. So I was glowing white. It was brilliant. Bob Boucher from Boucher or Boucher. What's that one? Evening for all. Greetings from Long Island. Evening, Dean from Bonnie, Scotland, says Dominic. Ronnie Morgan, hello from Houston, Texas. Rick Mason, yo from Royal Wootton Bassett. Are you in the forces? Is there still a base there? I can't remember. There is a base there, isn't there? Neon Nuller from Denmark. Hey, how we doing? Hola from Oscar. How you going on, Oscar? Stuart Parker. Brian R from Ohio. John Rapassi from Kazakhstan. Is that a place, or is that somewhere in Canada? What else have we got going on? Alistair Cameron is in. Thank you very much indeed. Northern Ireland is well from Brian Armstrong. Jufka Stevenson. Hello, mate. Still from Germany. Good, good, good. Great work with the camera. I'm loving it. Thank you very much. We'll have a little bit of a chat about that in a little while, so we'll see how we get on. Rodrigo is Valencia, Spain. Thank you very much for joining us, Rodrigo. Rodrigo, oh, it's going to be one of them nights tonight, I can tell. What else have we got? We've got Graham Vincent from sunny from Brizzle. Hey, Dean, and all the rest. Hey, there from Denmark. I've said hello to you already, Neon Nuda. The Vaping Tater, I think that's a fantastic name. From sunny Torbay, Devon. What else have we got? Dean, I think this is the wrong aspect ratio. Alex, I think you might be winding me up because it looks like it's 16:9 here. Don't wind me up. Don't do it. Hi, Dean, you're back. You're inside. What? Viv, hi, Dean. You're inside, back in your back cave. Absolutely. As opposed to the live stream when I was outside earlier on. Absolutely. Hello there from lovely Cyprus. Yasu, by the way. Nearchos Stavronades. Stavronades. I don't know how to say your name. I'm sorry. Bugger away. Hello, Dean. Do you have a tan? No, I don't. I thought I might have had a little bit of one earlier on, but no, I think that just sort of rubbed off in the shower. Hey, what else have we got going on here? Sup, Dean? Hi from sunny Cardiff. Nice bins. Thank you very much indeed. They are kind of hiding the monster of the what are they bags under the eyes a little bit. What's wrong with 4.3? No's wrong with 4.3, but just not when I'm live streaming on YouTube. It should be 16.9. Cheers, mate, from Southern California. All right, Rocket, how you doing? Tim White, good evening, everyone. Woohoo, made it live. Thank you very much for joining us, Tim. Hello from San Antonio, Texas, says Chris Juarez. Rolo6262 from Oregon, USA. Hi, almost missed the show. Hello from Berlin. It was baking here in Brum, still warm. It's been toasty here. It's been lovely. What else we got? Oh, the chat just went. Sean Solo from Atascadero, California. Is that a thing? Is that a place? Atascadero. That's what it looks like. That's what I'm going with. We're sure to not buy any new gear, but got the new Hasta Mini RTA from Cthulhu. What the fuck? It's just so good. How? After changing the door. I don't know why you're asking me, aquatics. I don't really understand what's going on with that comment, my friend. But well done you on having a new piece of kit that you're happy with, I think. What else have we got? Cuz Steve is in. All right, Steve-O, how you doing? Camera angle is screwed. It's shrunk your mug. Why? What's going on now? What's happening now? What's happening? I've not had a message from Mr. Todd to tell me that it's all shagged. So I'm gonna have to look now. I'm gonna have to look because now you've got me stressed. Are we actually starting the stream on a fart ass around? I think we might be. Miguel Rice is from North Carolina, USA. Hello, Miguel. How you doing? I'm just not your face, your coffee mug. What? No, it looks fine. It looks fine on here. I think it looks fine. Check in. Yeah, it's fine. See, people are just winding me up. What? Now then, what else we got going? I need to have a vape. I need to have a vape. Camera's good tonight. Thank you very much indeed. Now. I think we can start getting into things, can't we? Thank you all so much for joining me. If I've missed you out, I'm terribly sorry. I will try and make sure that I answer all your questions as the night goes on. As usual, when it gets to a point of I'm talking about something that you want to know more of, then start your question with @vapingbiker and then put your question in uppercase so I can see it, because I'm not, I've got real kind of mole eyes going on tonight. Really, really tired eyes. So any help you can be will be great. What else have we got? Just smaller in the frame than usual. Why am I smaller in the frame than usual? I think you're winding me up. On the mobile, I'm not. I'm fitting the frame normally on there. Look, what's that all about? What? What? Thank you, Todd. Look, that's just cruel. You know, I get worried about these things. Right. Dean, I'm perhaps too fast to my question, but I know you don't do RTAs for reviews, but why don't you review the higher end RTAs like K-Fun, Tay-Fun? You kind of answered it in the start of that question there, Mr. Anubu and Anbu84. I don't really review RTAs unless there's something that I'm super excited about. I have in the past looked at the Hurricane. I have looked at K-Fun. I've looked at Siren. I've looked at, and obviously recently we've had the Berserker and the Saver. So you know, then I mean the first ones were more kind of higher end than the recent ones, but a vape's a vape at the end of the day, and I don't really run in those kind of high endy sort of circles to really get that kind of thing, to really kind of, you know, understand it. I don't necessarily, and I've talked about this with Todd in the past, and I'm sure we can have a little bit of a chat about it later on, but I don't really, because I don't really know anything about a lot of these companies. When I get something, or if I look at a tank or a mod, and it's kind of one of these super special whizzy things, then I'd look at it and go, well, that's fucking ugly, or oh, I like that. And so it goes just on the basis of what it looks like to me a lot of the time and all that sort of stuff. And then, you know, I can point something out as being kind of, you know, absolute gash, and then I'd have 4,000 people jumping on me because some kind of high-end mod, for instance. Okay, here's a for instance, Frankenstein's. I am convinced that anyone that goes out and spends the particularly on a, if it's been flipped, that goes out and spends like 200 quid or more on a Frankie needs to have a word with themselves. They need to give their head a bit of a wobble, I think, because I don't get it. It's a hype train beast that's just gone crazy in the high end world, and I can't understand why, because it's plastic and it's got a skull on it, and that to me just doesn't, I don't know, I don't understand it. But those of you that got it and that you love it, then crack on, enjoy yourself. I hope that's brilliant. But for me, it's not really my bag. So if there is ever something that comes up that I think, yeah, that looks really cool, then I don't kind of prioritize cheap over expensive, but I don't really have the money to go out and throw at the expensive gear either. So you know, that's another thing. So occasionally I like to do what I like to think of as a kind of a like an aspirational piece. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of people that will go out and get the posh gear all the time, and that's great. But there's a lot more people that don't. And so an aspirational piece, I don't mean that to sound snobby. I mean that to sound like, you know, a thing that you wouldn't ordinarily go out and buy. However, you're going to save your money up for a couple of months, and then you're going to go and treat yourself. You know, I have thought about trying to get hold of a Skyfall at some point in time, because that looks to me like it's a really nice and well thought out piece of kit, but it's jolly expensive. But so I just have to save up for it. But I don't know. And if I did, would I review it? Probably not. I don't know. Not really thought about it. But there you go. What else have we got? Is the wood effect behind you wood or print? Can't tell you. This is a secret. It's microfiber. It's a microfiber cloth. What RDA matches best with the Dreamer mech? Something that's gold. There you go. Wallop. Your initial thoughts on the Layer Cake RDA by District 5? I have none. Aloha to Kevin K. There we go. So I think that's covered a lot of the questions. Oh, there we go. Have you had any issues with the double barrel V2.1? I've had two now. Both have had intermittent firing issues with the button. I think I mentioned something. In my review about it. But no. I mean, you know, once in a blue moon, you'll press it and it kind of it won't fire dead on, but you know, you just use that whole half a second to fire it again. That's it. Um, Roy Glenister's in. All right, Roy. How you doing, buddy? All the way from Yarmouth. Most flavoursome RDA for Squonking. Yeah, you got the winky face there because I think you might be trying to wind me up. So I don't really know. But there we go. When can we see your mod, Dean? Do you want to talk about that? Sorry, I missed it. There's a few people asking about the Batium, so I'll give you an update on there at the minute. Okay, so we have had a bit of an issue with the black, the people that are giving us the black finish, which I hope you don't see my trousers. I'm wearing very attractive animal trousers. Piss, bollocks, fuck, piss. Right, so the black finish that we have for it is a kind of it's not a matte black, but it's not a texture black, it's not a rubbery black, but it's not a smooth black. It's really hard to explain, but I really like it. And the people that we were using reckon that they couldn't be consistent with that black. And we had a bunch of them made or coloured, and they weren't. A lot of them weren't good enough. They weren't perfect, and so because of that, we that took us an extra couple of days just to get that rectified. So that should be. They should be. We're hoping for a sort of a worldwide release around the 29th. So not long now. So it's super exciting. And I'm terrified, but I'm super excited. I've still been using this one, which is this brush stainless one, although this is the brush stainless with the gloss, and the one that we do with the brushed isn't going to be the gloss, or is not going to be glossed over the top of it. So that's pretty cool. I am super happy with the carrier system that we're using now. We did make some changes after Expo, and that took a little bit longer than expected, but those changes have been absolutely worthwhile. It's really good now, so I'm super happy with that one. What else have we got? Just having a little look in. Todd won't send me a Skyfall. No, Robert. No, he won't. Rude, isn't it? I don't mind the prices, but Facebook groups, meh. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's part of, you know, it's like saying I'm okay with buying a new car, but I don't like car salesmen. It's, you know, it's one of those things, isn't it? It's if there's something that you want, you tend to go through hoops to get it. And like we've said before, and I'm sure we'll say again, just because it costs a lot of money doesn't mean that RDA is going to give you a better vape than this RDA. You know, just having that difference isn't. It's. I think I saw Matty Hapoya, who's a channel I really enjoy on YouTube. I think he sort of explains it really well with the law of diminishing returns. So if you applied that law of diminishing returns when it comes to vaping, you've got your kind of up to, I don't know, let's say £50. Let's give ourselves maybe a 10-20 pound buffer and say 50 quid. You can get yourself a lot of fucking good RDAs, of just really fucking good RDAs. And then from 50 to 100, let's start that 0 to 15 quid gets you a fairly crap RDA. Then you've got 15 to 50 gets you a really good RDA. So the jump is huge. And then 50 to 100 gets you a, you know, potentially better RDA with regards to service and all that sort of good stuff. And then, but that jump, that benefit is much smaller than here. You know, that super cheap RDA or a clone or whatever else is here. And then the jump is there to go to 50, and then it goes kind of meh, and then the next level is even shorter still. And so yeah, I mean, when it comes to products like this, the law of diminishing returns absolutely applies. The more money you spend doesn't necessarily mean the better the vape quality from it. Just usually, not always, but usually it will mean better service, better products, more care made when making that product, less produced, all that kind of stuff that all kind of adds to that cost. I can't remember seeing an expensive, well, maybe one actually recently, that it has been really expensive, but not warranted that kind of price. Do you know what I mean? There will always be people that say, well, anything you spend for over 30 quid is too expensive. And I get that. That's fine. That's your opinion. But for me personally, no. Right. A bunch of rumor about Heathen's channel. Basically, YouTube has been messing about massively, and with YouTube and Google Plus. We can get into this point now. I think I haven't checked to see if he's back as yet, but the last I heard of it, his channel had disappeared, as a lot of other channels had, without warning or without reason, and it's a huge, gigantic pain in the ass. I don't know if it's going to come back, but it does seem as though it's not YouTube necessarily picking on vaping channels, but their recent reprogramming and things that they've been doing behind the scenes have royally screwed things up. A friend of mine sat on my butt beard reviews, or sat on my butt reviews. He does kind of like beard oil and all that sort of stuff. Really, really nice fella. Just starting out his channel. He got a few videos under his belt. He was really happy with the way things are going. And then woke up one day, no channel. Just gone. No warning, no fuck all. Just gone. And this was like 3 months ago, maybe. And yesterday, I think it was, he messaged me to say that it just magically reappeared. He got someone admit, they hadn't even told him it had reappeared. He just got someone message him to let him know that it was there again. And so it's just unbelievably weird. We thought that it was, very CBD related at one point in time, but then, that stuff seems to be coming back now, and we thought it was kind of links related, and that's all seems to be happening. So the logic in it is not fucking there. To be honest with you, I'm not going to lie, it's just not there. So I imagine Mr. Heathen will be back sooner rather than later. Fingers crossed. But I think he's also on Vimeo as well. So if you are a Heathen person, if you like Billy, then go across to Vimeo and subscribe to him over there. I don't know if he's putting videos up on there, but make sure you subscribe to him on there and on his Instagram as well. It's always good if you've got a reviewer that you enjoy watching. Just try and follow them on a bunch of different social media platforms, because if one goes down, then obviously it can be checked elsewhere as well. And I think Billy did sort of release a video going, I don't know what the fuck's going on, the other day. So go on that one. I bought the new available Goon Titanium from eSig1 for 70. People are telling me it's a clone. Yes. Yeah. Well, now the Goon manufacturers, 528, is it 528, are insistent that the eSig1 jobbies are clones, because the manufacturer people only said, or 528 said that, right, we're going to release 1,000 of them or whatever it was. I can't remember how many it was, and then stop production after that. However, because they were sought after and because people still wanted to buy them, I believe the manufacturer carried on kind of producing them. And that's what I kind of picked up from reading a post on Instagram a couple of days ago. So please go and go and have a look at that, because that will explain it in more details. So they're not, as far as I know, they're not official goons, and they are I don't know if they're made to the same standards. So put it that way. So, but go and check out the, was it 528? I think it's 5. Is it? I can't really remember now. Hang on, I got to look. Otherwise I'll go, this will drive me bonkers. Yes. Yes, it is there. So you can go to 528_custom and look for the post with the little, that's too bright, with the little goon on it, and that one there, and you will be able to read a bunch of information that they've written down there. But yes, they've only produced 1,000 of them. So anything, and they've all sold out. There aren't any legit ones left as far as I know. So yeah, if you see any for sale anywhere now, they are not proper. And I imagine things like serial numbers and stuff will screw that up, so you won't be able to sell it on and all that sort of stuff. Right, what else have we got? Subaquatics, do a THC vape review, please. No, but thank you for asking. What else have we got going on here? I'm looking now, Dean. Where will you go? Where will I go? I am, well, I mean, I'm on Instagram. I actually messaged the CEO of Instagram, so I don't expect a reply. But I messaged him the other day. Basically, I'm begging Instagram to give us more information about their official kind of policy when it comes to vaping. So we've all got a like a definite home. You know, they're going into longer form videos on the platform. And so, you know, fingers crossed that may become a viable option. But otherwise, I have got an account on Vimeo that I opened. I've not really posted anything to it because it costs a lot to keep a Vimeo account running. And that's not something I would want to do. But I would I'd either go to Vimeo or Twitch, I think, to be honest with you. Wendy Vape's got a channel back. Absolutely. Gotcha. Banazuski. Hello from a fellow Norfolk Rumman and an AS sufferer. Hello, hello. Nice to see you. Thank you very much indeed. Okay. Sorry. Oh, no, hang on. Ace Matthew Ocampo. Hey, Dean, sorry, I have been a subscriber, but I don't know this. Do you like football? I do not. I do not like football. And I think it was because when I was at school, I was a little fat geek and was shit at all kinds of team sports. So I never got into it. I kind of got into a little bit of basketball just before I left. But no, never really been into it. When I the only sports I ever kind of competed in or got into were powerlifting and that kind of vibe that I used to do back in the day. So all kind of very singular stuff. I'm too much of a fucking control freak to do team sports, I think. But there we go. Is that the Pixel XL? No, it's not. It's the Samsung S8. So there we go.
You sneaky shite bag.
Well, seeing as we're kind of just having a Q&A tonight, I thought that I'd just bring you on earlier than normal, just because why the fuck not, really?
I was just getting good because they were all starting to get into you and to wind you up about what you like, and I thought, oh, I'll have some of this, and then boom, bastard.
I'm just looking through a couple more of these questions, and then we'll get into how you're doing. Let me just catch up on the chat. What's your thoughts on CBD? I think if it works for some people, crack on. It did absolutely nothing for me, so I've got no interest in it. Have you heard about Discord? Yes, I have. Dean, I'm glad my pasta machine comment made you laugh. Still not tried it. Now, Kevin, Mr. Todd, Kevin saw my live Daedalus thing, and him and his missus bought a pasta machine. It's been in the kitchen for ages, not been used. So he thinks that it's going to be the wife will be pleased that it's finally getting used.
See how you inspire people. That's just amazing.
Have you seen the Deathwise stack mod? Are you looking at Deathwise? Are you talking about Death Wish, Miguel? Let us know on that one. Right. I see now that all of these questions. Do you like do you like Formula One? No. I can't. Do you like Formula One, Todd?
No, it's boring as hell.
I can't see the attraction. I mean, like I occasionally will watch the TT when that's on every year, just because it's super exciting. Someone might desperately hurt themselves, and they're just all nutbags. They're absolutely mental. But no. Like my old man will sit there for however many hours it's on and just watch cars going round, and I can't see how that's remotely exciting or interesting.
No, I like the touring cars. I've always loved touring cars, the BTCC and things like that, and the German stuff.
Right. But
the F1 is just, it's like Skeletrix. They just follow one another about, and it's no, not for me.
No, not. Oh, excuse me, not good. Now, Neon Nula says, "Hey, Dean, what are you vaping on these days?" And the setup tonight, juice and mod, and say hey to the Todd. Oh, hello, Todd. Right, so I've got obviously the Bastion going on with the drop on the top, and in here I have got this, which I am really, really enjoying. Supersonic Scones from Cosmics, which is a Dark Star bottle shop. Or kind of
Sorry, what's that called? Sorry?
Supersonic Scones.
No, no.
I'm not calling them scones. I'm not.
It's scone.
Scones. Scones. Scones every day of the week.
Oh, you're so posh. You're so posh.
But yes, my glasses are steaming up, buddy. I'm not going to be able to wear them. Yes, no, scones. I can't see. Fuck. What are you vaping on tonight, Monkey Balls?
I have an assortment of things tonight for your viewing pleasure. All ranging in the silly price league.
Made of unobtainium.
Yeah, I dug this wee guy out. This always sits in my desk, but for some reason I fancied a little bit of mouth to lung action with my little Caravella. So I've got
18350.
18350, 6 milligram nick in this, and it's just brilliant. Silly money, as usual. And now don't say anything.
Yeah.
Not a word. I'm also vaping on the Art and Mod Zen with the Convergent RDA on top.
Look at the owl.
Yeah, but it's not. That's not how big it is, though. It's actually got a reducer inside.
Aye.
It's very clever. It's actually very good. It's very good. And I've been vaping with this today, just for sheer badness.
I saw that on your Instagram.
Yeah. So I've got the Vapor Giant V5 on top there, and it's great. It's absolutely brilliant.
I'm still really ridiculously jealous that you've got one of those and I haven't. There's just something wrong there.
It's still, the thing is, I won't tell you how long it took me to get all the VG off of it.
Because it's just been hanging in your shed for ages.
It's been hanging there for a while, and it's just yeah, but it's a beast. It's an absolute beast. I love it to bits. And obviously because I have one and you don't, I have a biker mod. That's what it's called. Biker mod. Just take a look at me.
You're a knob.
Yeah, you can ram your 66,000 subs. I don't care. You're a teat. But juice wise, I'm vaping. I'm vaping a lot of this stuff. Jedi Punk.
That's not what it's called, is it?
It's Astrolight Soda and another one called Endor's Moon. It's quite nice. It's not all day vape stuff for me, but it's actually quite tasty.
What kind of flavor is it?
It's a soda.
Orange soda? Lemon soda?
No, I've not a clue. Not a clue. My honestly, that's another reason I stopped doing juice reviews. My taste buds are crap.
I'm with you on that one. This Supersonic Scones is really, it's something, it's just a little bit different to a lot of the other. Shut up. It's got Supersonic. Is it Supersonic Scones then? Huh? Is it what we're calling him?
All right.
No, I've got a tickly throat. I'm going to keep coughing.
Sorry. I'm just reading chat. What kind of 510 is that? And Todd Squonk. I don't get that. Wow, that's huge. No problem. A Vapor Giant Mini. Blah 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 blah. Do you enjoy the pod mods?
I saw that question. Good one. I thought we can get into that one a little bit because you've had a couple that you've actually quite enjoyed using.
Yeah, I am enjoying the breeze too, but I don't. Do you know? And you can correct me if I'm wrong here,
You're wrong.
which I would expect you to do anyway.
Yeah, you're wrong.
I know that that is a pod, but it's not what. It's not really a pod, what I would expect. Pod mods are always like thin and I don't know. I mean, that's the Aspire Breeze 2. Sorry, most folk will know that anyway.
Yes, I have one of those sitting right next to me as well. Tadink. But like I've said to you before, and I say every single time I talk about this top cap should have gone doink like that. That should have been a thing, like a Zippo lighter.
Yeah.
Because
I don't know. I lost mine. Well, I think I binned mine as soon as I got the mod.
that's probably one of the reasons. Oh, fuck me. Oh, I've got a red light. That's not good. Oh no, it's a blue light on that side. Oh, can you hear that gurgling? Yeah, that's not getting vaped quite tonight. But you had one of those little disposable jobbies as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I just looked that out because I go to Poland on Thursday, so I'll be using that. I was going to take this to travel with, but it's still just a bit. It's just a bit too big.
Yeah.
So I've got a V1100, I think it is, and it's I think it's Nick salts that's in it. So
I wanted to go and see that stall at Expo because I think a lot of people have really liked the V1100, whatever they are. I really wanted to give them a little bit of a go. This one is my go-to pod. If I ever do want a pod, even though I haven't got any extra coils for it, if you like, this Lacarte from Jaywell, I still think this is absolutely superb.
Yeah,
I love this, and the fact that it comes in this little whizzy case just makes me feel a little bit like a 1990s yuppie.
I think the fact that it looks nothing like an electronic cigarette, that's what I like about that one that you've got there.
Yeah, and also I think now some people could could disagree here, but when it comes to a pod, I think it needs to be light enough. You've got to think about a dad shirt test, and I say a dad shirt test, but I just realised that you always wear shirts. You've got to be able to pop it in your pocket up here, and it not pull you down. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you can pop it in there, then that means it's carryable and it's an easy kind of stow away, stick it in whatever pocket you want, and you're good to go. And so for that, I think this is really, really good. And
what's that one called again that you've got there?
Lacarte from Jaywell. But they were supposed to send me some more pods because pod system wise, it essentially comes off the side there, like that. And they should have sent me more of these, but they didn't. So I couldn't sort of test it with a bunch of different juices, so I couldn't do the review on it, which pisses me off because I've used this a lot. Although most of what I've used with it is Dr. Salt's kind of their Red Astaire sort of tasting thing, just because it's a really kind of punchy flavour. But no, I mean, they should have sent me more of these. I wanted to go and get some, but I kept forgetting.
Is it refillable?
Yes, it is. Yeah, so you put your own juice in here anyway. It doesn't come with juice. And because I think it's holding like pretty much 2 ml in there as well. So you can imagine 2 ml on mouth to lung lasts quite a fucking while.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is good. I like it. I like it a lot. Jaywell did some good. They've got a couple of other ones which I'm not quite so hyped about. Like they do this little puppy as well. I can't even remember what this one's called, but it's nice and short. I mean, if I put, I don't know, what should I put? If I put the Aegis Legend next to it, it looks ridiculous. It's tiny, but it's too airy, and the flavor isn't all that great and all that sort of stuff. So that's not too brilliant. And then they do this tiny little sort of tank system as well, and the mod is about the same size as a Bic lighter, but just like a hint thicker. And this one's called the Gecko. But I thought when I first got this confused the arse off me because I thought that it was going to have a need to put a battery in it because it's so light. It weighs nothing, absolutely nothing. The tank weighs probably pretty much the same as the mod, which is ridiculous.
Is that they're a French company, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah, they do some pretty fancy stuff.
Yeah, I think J-Well actually have something to do with Joule as well.
Right.
I think.
Mr. Mottram, I'm not buying anything else. I'm not buying anything else.
Chris Suarez in DJ LSB's video, they hinted at a pod mod with replay. I think I hinted at that when I spoke to Brandon from Evolve in the interview I did about the replay ages ago. Totally got it first. Totally got the scoop first. They make the bow system. There we go. It's not the other one. It's the bow, not the thing. Have you seen any questions while I was just yabbering on then?
No. Just the usual culprits taking the piss. And no, that's a bit.
Fair enough. Now you've got one of these, haven't you? Or you've been Geek Vape sent you a couple of these. Now I'm going to talk about Geek Vape for a second. But hang on. Ah, you toss bag. They sent you 3. That's just rude. I only got 2. I got a white one and a black one. Rude. That's it. Anyway, right, they're off on Christmas card list for 2 reasons now. So this now you had the first one of these, the previous version of the flask as well. And if I remember rightly, because I had that as well, it was metal, wasn't it?
Yes. Well, that's I'm winding you up. The 3 that I just showed you. That I showed to you. Oh fuck. The 3 that I just held up. Yeah. 2 of them I just got were the Delrin ones, and the metal one was the one that I've had for a while.
Oh, I thought that was a fucking grey plastic one.
No, I just did that for badness. I apologize.
Okay, so I like this because this is like a really thin, this plastic on the outside. It feels like almost rubbery sort of stuff, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's a really weird texture, but I really like it. Big old silicone bottle in there, and if you've not seen these before, you can unscrew the top cap, much like you could before, and you've got a little nib there, which you can drip with. It's going to be one of them. And then if you want to take the next level off as well, then you've got one of these little 510 fittings. These are both plastic, these caps, although inside the top cap, you've got a metal reinforcement. But this section is plastic. So it means if you're going to refill your Squonk mod, then you don't have to worry about it shorting out. And just in case you've not used one before, all you've got to do is you screw that into your 510. Like so. I'm doing this for half the people on Todd's group more than anything else. And then once you're there, then tip that upside down. So your Squonk bottle hose is all the way at the top. Obviously, any juice that's left will be at the bottom. So the hose is unobstructed. You give that a good old squeeze, push that in, and then turn it the right way up. And then you take your finger off the bottle. You can give this a little bit of a squeeze if you want to hurry it up a little bit. And then that's it. So you do that a couple of times. And then, boom, wallop. You then have a full Squonk bottle, which does make life a little bit easier, without a doubt. But now I don't know if this is something that you've done, Mr. T. With this one, I was unscrewing it from my Squonker yesterday and then realized that I wasn't unscrewing the 510 bit. I was unscrewing the actual big bastard bit from the top cap and was seconds away from a lap full of juice.
That has never ever happened to me with the metal one, but within the first 2 hours of using the plastic one, the exact same thing happened. Exact same thing.
I think because it's a plastic one as well, you're kind of very aware of it, and you don't want to tighten things up too much in case you thread it.
Yeah, they are good. They're my favorite ones. The only issue I have with them is that I think they're 24 or 25 mil across the top. So for a lot of your la-di-da mods where the 510 is recessed, you can't actually use it.
Yeah.
But there are other ones that the 510 thread is longer on the bottle, so you've got a better reach with it. That's the only thing I wish it had, is a longer nozzle on it.
Yeah. Or just, you know, not have super posh mods.
Oh, well, I can't do that because somebody's got to have super posh mods.
I thought you only kind of put 19 ohm coils in it and only made to lung the posh stuff anyway. So, you know, one bottle of juice should last you all week anyway.
No such thing. Not since I started. Not since I started talking to you. That's all changed.
Hey, Cloud King, you. I missed the beginning of the live. Vaping Biker. What mod is that? The Squonker. This is the Basium. Yeah, this one will be coming out, and I'll be able to show you way more about it very, very soon. How much juice goes in one of these?
Mil.
Huh?
It's only 30 mil.
This?
Yeah.
Well, that's all right, isn't it? 30 mil. Is that really only 30 mil?
Yeah, it's quite deceiving.
That is quite shocking. Oh, and I didn't show people how to fill it. I've just undone the wrong cap. Basically, it's the third bit. There we go. Just dump your juice in there. I'm surprised that that's only 30 mil. I am very surprised.
And Rick's got new ones coming out very soon.
Cool. I really liked the reloaders from Bombertech, so I imagine that I'll probably like those ones as well. So I look forward to seeing if he's done a kind of a whizzy little take on that bad boy.
Yeah.
Legion Vapes, I know you're a big Peter McKinnon fan, and I can see you up in your production values. Is there anyone similar you've been watching for tips? I watch a bunch of different video people, to be honest with you. I'll tell you someone who I've really got into recently, a guy called Chris Ramsey. He doesn't make a thing of kind of video production, but he's like a magician that does puzzles. He does some magic stuff, and then he does some kind of stuff where he gets these really intense puzzles, and he sits there and just, you know, works out how to do them. But his camera work is really, really good. So I like people like that. Matty Hapoya, he's really, really good. And there is another guy as well who also hangs out with Mr. McKinnon. Can't remember his name, but he's very good. He's got lovely hair and very long but lovely hair. How does your Squonker compare to the Rage Squonker? They both have 510s, they both have firing buttons, and they both have squonk bottles. Hard to say otherwise. Consummate professional that I am. But no, I will tell you all about the Basium. Very, very. I know I've been saying it soon now, but now we've got the release date in mind and all that sort of good stuff. I'll be able to show you very, very shortly. I don't think I've seen any other questions because I'm going to have a rant. I'm going to have a rant.
So I'll get comfortable then.
Geek Vape. Now, Geek Vape have done some really good products, this being one of them, but they've made some great RDAs and some great bits and bobs over the time. They've made some shockers as well, but they've made a lot of good stuff. However, they have done something. I've messaged them. I've left a comment on the thing that I'm now about to talk about, and I know other people have messaged them as well, and it's made absolutely no difference at all. And what they've done, and this got me so angry, it almost got me to the point of not doing my live review of the Aegis, and I still might not, because they've got somebody who's got an Aegis like this one with an RDA on the top of it, and the video starts with him laying out, holding this in a pull, just holding the mod there. Then he gets his mod with the RDA, he throws it into the pull, into the middle of the pull, which he then swims to, picks it off the base of the thing, and then just picks it up and starts vaping it. Realizes there's full of chlorine water in it, and so flicks it out a couple of times and then just carries on vaping. And it's angered me possibly more than it should do. But it's at a point of, you know, summertime where there's loads of people on holidays, loads of people don't know what they're doing, that think that they can vape pool water, just and it's something that Geek Vape are commending. Fuck it, I tell you, furious. Have you got any kind of feeling about that whatsoever?
I maybe come at it from a different angle in that I think that anybody thinks that they can do that, they deserve everything they get. They deserve a mouthful of chlorine water. They really do, because you'd have to be pretty fucking stupid.
Oh, wait. I'm just looking at it. Literally earlier on, I looked to check so I could have a rant, and it appears that it might not. No, it's still there. Sorry. No, carry on. The thumbnail that I can see, it looks like this. It's got this little fella in a big old pool. Now, if you go to the... should I turn that brightness down so you can actually see what I'm fucking talking about? If you go to the Geek Vape Tech Instagram page and then scroll up, you can see that... Where is it? I can't see it. I can't see it. I can't see it. It's too dark now. I can't see what I'm doing. Fuck my life.
It's like Alex McKenzie says, it's called Darwinism.
Yeah.
He's absolutely right.
Yeah. But no, if you go and scroll up, it's a little way down. They've put a bunch of different posts on, but it's this fella here in the pool blowing a cloud. Go and let them know that you think that's really stupid, please, because that really fucking winds me up. It's a case where, you know, logic will tell you that it's a stupid thing to do. But we know that, bearing in mind what we've seen some people sort of vape in the past that's rife in the community with the crap batteries and horrific builds and stuff, that we know that there are people that are stupid out there. But also from a publicity side of things, I think it's just truly awful that a company is going into that kind of thing to and thinking it's a good idea. I think that's terrible.
No, I agree with you. It's just...
it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But now I've got another one, which I think you might get into, because I think it's I think it's quite funny. I brought your attention to this the other day. Now there was somebody else that shared a post, and it was a reviewer that shared a post, and they said that they just finished reviewing a particular mod, a variable wattage, variable voltage, like a normal kind of, you know, mod with bits and bobs and things and stuff going on, and it was the hardest hitting variable wattage mod that they've had. What the fuck?
Please explain.
The very thought that you can have something, you can have something that will fire quickly for sure, but 50 watts or 80 watts or 100 watts is 50 watts, 80 watts or 100 watts. You don't have an angry 80 watts. You don't have an 80 watts that's kind of harder hitting than another 80. 80 watts is fucking 80 watts. So calm the fuck down. You can have a harder hitting, I know Mark hates this terminology, but you can have a harder hitting mech because it will, you know, you can put the same build on something and you're not getting such a, you know, a vast amount of power getting through to that RDA. I get that. But a variable wattage or variable voltage device that is giving you a specific reading is giving you that specific reading. So it's either accurate, so it's giving you 50 watts, or it's inaccurate and not giving you 50 watts.
Oh, Tim Baxter has just said what I was going to say next.
Yes.
Overpowered.
Yes. Now,
it's like the... I've recorded a review for, and you know this already, I've recorded a review for the new Witofo mod.
Yeah.
And at 50 watts, yes, it's the hardest hitting regulated mod I've ever used because it's putting out about 60 watts at 50 watts. So, yeah, but yeah, you know who said it, and it means nothing.
Well, I mean, I've got a lot of respect for the guy, but then I kind of like, and I fight in his corner a little bit occasionally because I respect what he's done in the industry, but then says something like that, and it just makes me want to go. Oh, I've got really long arms again if I do that.
That just freaks me out. It just scares me.
Yeah, it really annoys me. So, you know, don't buy a mod, the regulated mod that because somebody said it's a hard-hitting mod. If they say it's an accurate mod, bang on, brilliant. But we have a lot of mods these days will have like regular mode, and they'll have powerful or powerful plus or whatever mode, and that basically puts a little bit extra juice in the front end of your temp curve. If you're not temp curve, voltage curve, whatever the fuck, it will hit your coil with a little bit more power to start with, because then if you're using things like Claptons or wire, a coil with a lot of wire in it, it'll help heat that up quicker, but then it'll drop down to the 50 watts. So after the first like half a second, it will go to the 50 watts. But that is a choice that you can have. If you're having a mod that isn't doing that, that is just giving you whatever the fuck wattage it wants, then imagine putting just, if it's putting 60 or 70 watts through instead of putting 40 or 50 watts through, then if you put a kind of a thin wire build in there, thin round wire, 26 or 27 gauge or something like that, then you've got the risk of it just going, nah, fuck you.
I should point out that Andrew has just said in chat that the reviewer did clarify his comment in the video, stating that it's the most overpowered mod he has tried.
Oh, okay, right.
So it was just clickbait.
Fair enough. All right, but see, clickbait is all right if it's proper clickbait. That's just wrong because Instagram is a really powerful selling tool.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but that's what he's good at.
Anyway, there you go. But no, I do respect him. I think he's done a lot for the industry, and I think it's fantastic and aspirational for us as reviewers to know what can be achieved if you get on that right kind of, wave, if you like. But no, it's right. Somebody asked about Wotofo releasing a mod. Now, we've had a couple of Wotofo mods in the past, haven't we? So tell us about what you've got, seeing as you mentioned it as well, without obviously wrecking your review.
Does that mean I have to put batteries in it?
Can do.
Oh, God.
No pressure, but I got the camera pointed on you.
No, don't do that. I get camera shy. You know that.
Yeah.
There you go. There's the. That's the new Wotofo mod. It was designed in conjunction with Rig mod. Was it?
Rig mod worldwide, not Rig mod USA. Yeah.
It's got the Rig logo. You can't actually see it, but and that's it. It's just pure wattage. It's just wattage only, and it comes in lots of funky colors, and it's got that going on.
It really reminds me of a Beetle, not like John Lennon, but like a Beetle.
A bit. Oh, it's like a scarab kind of thing. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I see where you're going with that. Yeah. That would have been a great name for it, wouldn't it?
Wouldn't it? I tell you.
Oh, they missed the boat there.
I need to be employed by these companies.
Those guys in my Facebook group saw me opening this when it first arrived and heard my first opinion when I first started using it. And I wasn't very it's very Stargate, isn't it? But it's not. I mean, it's metal on both sides.
What battery did it take?
Dual 18650.
Okay, it looks quite tall for dual 18650. Is it not?
No, it's not actually. Okay, it's for there it is. Next to the Aegis.
Right, okay.
So
there's a fair height to it then.
It's the exact same height as the Aegis. But yeah, it's not I was going to say it's not shit. The screen is terrible on it. I mean, it's okay in here just now, but if you go out in the daylight with that, you cannot see the screen at all. You just can't. But I really do like the tank, which is unusual because I'm not a fan of sub tanks at all, but I do like this sub tank.
Yeah.
And it's using those coils that we both do not like.
Are they proper coils or are they mesh ones?
Mesh ones.
Oh,
So it's wide bore, and it's the new mesh coils. But I still got good flavour from it off the bat, and it's lasting well. It is lasting well.
I must admit, whilst I'm not going to be convinced by any stretch, I have got this. I don't know if I showed this last week. Actually, this might have come in since last week. This is the Coil Art Mage mod. It comes with a sub tank with those sort of big wide bore mesh type coils going on in there as well. And I don't actually get a terrible vape from this. I'm still not a fan. I still don't think it's a good vape, but I don't think it's as bad as some of the ones that we've had before. And it's still, you still have to put a fuck ton of wattage through it to get a remotely decent cloud or amount of vapor and flavor and all that sort of stuff. So I still think the whole premise of them is ridiculous. But no, it's not terrible. It's not terrible.
Sorry, what wattage are you on with yours?
This one is 70 watts at the minute because this coil is supposed to go up to like 100 and something watts, I think. But it was hang on. Oh, no, it's supposed to go up to 90 watts. So I've taken it to 90 and it was burning. So 80 and I'm now down at 70.
Well, that's the strange thing about this one is it's a 0.19 ohm coil. And this is 40 watts. This is only 40 watts for this thing. It only does, the range is 40 to 60 watts. And
well, that doesn't mean anything. You're 3 foot away from the camera and you're blowing it.
You get it. It's just a visual representation, you bearded gnome, yeah. Jesus Christ.
That's why you have to go to like one side and you have to do a side shot.
No, that's I'll leave that to you.
This is listen how quickly this fucker fires though. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Instantly.
I can beat that. 1, 2, 3.
Nah, this was quicker.
No, mine was quicker.
Nah, mine was way quicker.
But I'm only at 40 watts, mind. You're at 70. My mod's better than your mod.
My mod's hitting harder.
My yeah. Okay.
I would like to get this on your oscilloscope because I think that this is definitely punching above its weight as well, to be honest.
Yeah.
But there you go.
It's you have to wonder how. I mean, the whole dual 18650 235 watt mod thing is just it's so boring.
It is. It's starting to bother me a little bit. I mean, I did the review for the Proton the other day, and a surprisingly low amount of views, which is scaring me. So I tell you what, and this is we'll get into this subject in a minute. But yeah, I mean, Innokin, great company. But saying it's a 235 watt mod, I don't think there was any need for that. I think they probably did it in it to seem like they're competing in the current sort of cloudy market side of things. But I don't think Innokin needed to get to saying that it's doing 235. When you had this, did you measure this to see if it actually hit that or not?
No, but for the very reason that you said in conversation, it's probably going to hit 235 watts for about one draw.
Yeah,
and then that's it.
Exactly.
But the thing is, and maybe this isn't the kind of thing I should say, but I tend to trust Innokin.
Yes.
More than I do than most other manufacturers or Chinese manufacturers. But I do. You're absolutely right. I do think they just came out with the 235 thing just to fit into that segment.
Yeah. Do you think that we have that kind of belief in Innokin? Because yes, they do good products, but we've been vaping long enough to remember the MVPs and all that sort of stuff that were kind of back in the day that were proper like workhorse mods,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I still use an MVP. You're the one. I mean, I still, it's my on the shelf there. I mean, if I'm rather than putting a battery in a mod, that's what I use. It's a great bit of kit, and yes, I still think from back then to today that as long as we don't talk about the hand grenade mod, yeah, they've kept.
I had one of them, and it nearly actually did blow up. Due to my mini Nautilus went into it, and then the whole thing just started heating up like a ridiculous amount.
Yeah.
It was a little bit stressful while it was charging. Now, I've heard James Whiting is saying that surely you should just be adjusting to taste, and that is absolutely correct, James. It is absolutely correct. But it's you know, let's just, not everybody quite grasps that idea. So if it's saying it's doing something, in my opinion, it should be doing something.
I that James, I actually have in the review that's coming up. I've recorded it already, and I do have a rant about that whole thing. And I used to see it in the vape shop a lot. People would come in and get their baby beast coil, and they'd say, look at the box, and it says recommended range 40 to 80 watts. They'd slap it on their mod, turn it up to 80 watts, and walk out quite happy.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Just the taste is so important.
Very
so
much
important.
So. Very much so. Someone who was that? Someone asked about it. Mark Fernandez. Any of you all have the D Pro Mini? Yes, I've got the little black one on here at the moment. I did have. What have I done with it? What have I done with it, Mark? Any idea? I have got the stainless version. I had the original stainless one for ages, and the O-rings were absolutely abysmal on it. They were the sort of the white, you know, those white clear kind of O-rings.
Yeah.
It had those on it, and it was terrible. And then they messaged me and said that because of, I don't know whether it was just my feedback, but they've changed the O-rings. So now they have changed the O-rings, and yeah, I mean it's a fabulous little single coiler. I mean, boom! It's got that kind of posh sort of build deck, if you like. That needs changing out. But although you've got those 3 holes, I think they're possibly like 1 mil or something, or 1.5 mil or whatever they are. But the 3 holes on the side there, it's incredibly restricted. And I think it's a really good little RDA, to be honest with you.
I'm just going to say to Kanisha about the flux. It's a metal 510, but yes, it does sit in a bed of plastic, if you like. Oh.
And the blue bits on the sides are metal.
Yes.
Yeah. What else we got? I hear it's a little flavor banger. I imagine that's talking about the Coil Art D Pro Mini. And yeah, absolutely. I'd hoped to get the review out for this already, but last week was spent with a bunch of time doing stuff exterior to the channel, but things organizing things like for the Bassium and the accountants and all sorts of stuff. So you know, so I didn't get to do it, but I am hoping to record one of my nice reviews on the D Pro Mini over the next few days. Hopefully, I'm probably going to do a live review on something tomorrow, but yeah, I want to do a nice video for the D Pro Mini, and it's super cheap and cheerful.
Yeah.
Any problems with 2700s fit in this fade? No, none at all, Lois. There we go. What are you going to say?
Sub Aquatics is saying the holes in that little RDA remind him of the Jorda B, and he's absolutely correct. It does, not the deck, but just the way the holes are. It's quite similar. You've just got £400, mate. No, sorry, it's not pounds, it's huff.
I did see it pop up, and I nearly lost a bollock. I don't know what huffs are, but thank you very much indeed. I don't know what that means in the grand scheme of things. What's a huff? But thank you very much. I'm very grateful. That's very kind. But yeah, I you know. What time do you plan your live review for? I have no idea, Kevin. I'm not that organized. It'll be one of those moments when when I go, oh, cool, I can actually do it. Hungry. It could be hungry.
Just speaking about organized, go and tell people what time that you got. When did you get ready for this video? Go and tell people. Go on.
I got to have off the bed that I'd fallen asleep on at like 8:30, and then jumped in the shower, and then oh dear. But there we go. Yes, so About a quid-ish, £1.10, says Schwarzer. Well, that's still very kind. Palazzo, thank you very much indeed. Very kind. Thank you. Even though YouTube will take 30% of that, but 40%, 30%, whatever it is. But thank you very much. Right, now then, I did see, who did I see? I saw a live stream. So I've seen a couple of live streams, like non-vaping things, where people are just throwing money at people. And I don't understand that shit at all. That confuses the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
Right. Yep, that's what I was talking about. The D Pro Mini sitting there on top of the VA. Yes. Yes, it's nice. I like it. I like it a lot. Maybe a dumb question, but if you had to compare the draw on the Pro against the Air, I have no idea, Chris. I am really not the person to compare anything to tanks, because while I've reviewed a couple of them, I've not got anything to hand where I can test it. So, but it's not mouth to lung. It's too loose for a mouth to lung, but it's very, very restricted. Obviously, you can take that air all the way down if you want to, though. Very nice, though. Very nice. What else we have? Cuz Steve, like I said, Ninja Broadcasting. I'm not Thesis. Did you all go and check out Thesis? Vaping with Thesis, like I said last week. He deserves a sub.
Yeah. I never. Sorry.
Well, that's because you don't watch vaping reviews. Because
I don't watch vape reviewers.
Steve Burns, thanks for sending out my vape mat so speedily. I missed you last week, so I hadn't had the chance to say thanks. Thank you very much, Steve. I think it would have come out a day previous if I hadn't forgotten or something. I can't remember, which is ironic. But no, thank you very much. I did put a little card in there as well for you, I think. If you do want vape mats, go to vapemats.com. If you're in the UK or the EU, drop him a message and tell him what you want, and I will send it from my home to so you don't get crazy amounts of cost. But if you're in the USA, go to vapemats.com and you can find all my mats and rags and stuff and things. So there we go, with a badass skull on it.
All the random shite from his house that he doesn't want, he just sells now.
Absolutely. Chris Frager is asking about YouTube's new feature that allows you to sponsor channels, stripped down version of Patreon. Yeah, kind of, but it's not really Patreon. But yeah, it's yeah, and they do take a fairly hefty cut as well. What else have we got? Although currently you need 100 subs to enable it. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's or 100,000 subs to enable it. Yeah, I mean, that's not something that either of us have to worry about for a little while. That'd be good. Any tips on spray painting a 3D printed mod? I would say no. I think that aren't a lot of 3D printed mods dyed rather than sprayed?
Yes, they're dyed. Yeah.
There we go, Peter. So hopefully that helps you. Look into the dyeing process for what I mean. Different materials as well will accept different dyes. So if it's a PLA, I don't. Can you dye PLA? I don't think you can you?
I've never tried it, but that's the thing. You can get PLA and well, you can get most nylon and all that in so many different colors.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I would think that nylon and that. What's the furry one?
Furry one.
Well, it's got a different texture feel to it. It's not PLA. It's not PETG. Alumide.
Alumide. Yeah.
Yes, that one's dyeable. Do you ever get tired of the constant rotation of vape gear you get sent? I've got my opinion on that one. What about you, Mr. T?
It's kind of different. I think we're kind of unusual compared to a lot of. Sorry, this might sound shit, and I apologize if it does, but I know I'm kind of a lot more selective in what I take for review.
Yes.
I don't just agree to everything. And I know Dean's the same. You get me emails day in, day out, and seriously, about 85% you just turn down because it's. I know it's wrong, but I really prefer to review stuff that actually interests me.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what my channel is geared more towards. So I'm kind of lucky in that respect.
Yeah, absolutely. And although my channel has a more kind of a different kind of focus. I'm equally kind of focused on doing stuff because that I'm interested in, because it is dull as piss. Just vaping the same type of sub-tank. Oh, excuse me. Same type of sub-tank day in, day out, or the same type of single coil RDA day in, day out. It gets beyond boring, I think. And one of the reasons that I changed up the way that I do the reviews, so I've got these kind of more attractive looking things, is to do something a little bit different in the industry and hopefully give you guys, or at least the viewer, a chance to see something a little bit different. And it also means that rather than like a 15-minute review, that can be 10 minutes, or, rather than 20 minutes, it's a 15-minute or whatever. But it's the idea is it kind of stretches my creative skills a little bit, but it also is something that's visually a little bit more stimulating, and that's where I go for, because I do that rather than being able to record a review in kind of no time at all. It takes me a long time to do every single review like that, which is why I'm going to alternate between the whizzy ones, and then I'll do a live one, a whizzy one and a live one. But my live setup, when the cameras work, is actually pretty sweet now. So that works quite well. But yeah, I'm hugely selective about what I say yes to. Some companies will still send you stuff without asking, and that's fine, but that isn't always going to make the review queue. But there is some stuff. I will go out and hunt stuff out as well. If there's something that I think is going to be really interesting, I'll go out and buy it, or I'll pre-order it, or I'll do whatever. Or I'll contact the company and ask if I can purchase something, because I think it's going to be an interesting new piece of kit that could have a lot of good stuff to offer. But it's very rare that kind of thing comes up where I go, fuck yes, that's going to be amazing.
Yep.
And that's a bit of a shame, unfortunately. So yeah, definitely more selective. It can be boring as buggery either way. Neither Todd or I are going to be the sort of people that do 19 reviews a week and like do that every week. It's just we can't find it sustainable. I'm talking for you here, Mr. T. Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's also and it's kind of changed for a lot of reviewers now, because a lot of reviewers it's their business. But I always said if it wasn't fun, then I would just stop doing it.
Yeah.
So I have to maintain that level of interest and enjoy it, or I would just go back and work in IT.
Yeah, I mean, this is my job, and it has been for quite some time. And still, I'm very grateful that while obviously levels drop a little bit and all that sort of stuff, I'm still very grateful that people come over to watch my stuff, even though I'm not someone that reviews it sort of within a couple of weeks of getting it half the time, But it's I don't know. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't thoroughly test something and get out 5-6 reviews a week. I just couldn't. I couldn't do it. But doesn't mean to say that people that do it aren't testing stuff. It's just they can have a completely different process to me. So where you go. Where do you buy the 21/7 Spade Squonk in the UK? I have no idea. M16 skills. Go and check out Squonk Radar. They might possibly. I think they've had some Vicious Sand stuff before, so they could be worth. That could be worth doing it.
I probably got the name wrong, but Parent, I think it was. Listen, Genesis Symphony. I don't know if anybody can see this, but this was I was given this in Paris, and I still haven't used it. But it's a wire and mesh that this guy does specifically for Genesis builds, stainless steel builds. And I've actually not had a Genesis atomizer sent to me to review to use it in. So that's why I've never actually shown it. Sorry. I do hold on to it in the hope that one day I will get one. I was supposed to get a Geniati from a Russian company, but it went missing in the post.
Yeah. But also, because it's not 2013, you're quite unlikely to get one in the near future.
I'll have you know, there's a massive couple of people that still enjoy Genesis.
I think it was the Kraken that I tried back in the day, I think. And couldn't get to grips with it at all. But I'd like to, now I've got more knowledge, I'd like to have a little play with one and see if I can make it work.
Drive you mad. The Kraken was a pain in the arse as well. It wasn't actually that great, but anyway.
Chuck Haggis, I hope Mooch gets to go full time soon. Yeah, he's doing well now. I think he's doing kind of vape related testing like 16, 17 days a month, something like that. So that's going really well. I support his Patreon, and I strongly urge other people to, you know, support his Patreon. If you don't want to do that, then just watch his videos, because they're full of you know, really great information and really good stuff when it comes to batteries as well. So if it hadn't have been speaking to Mooch, I wouldn't have known about the 30Ts and been jumping at the bit for them for ages. And since I got the 30Ts, I think they're bloody marvelous now. I love them. Right, have we got anything else going on in here that we need to look at for the minute?
No, I'm just reading through it. People talking about small 75C squonkers. Somebody's mentioned the Lizard Mods Komodo.
Yes, that's gorgeous.
Yeah. And apparently Mr. Mooch is in chat.
Easy.
Yes.
Hello, Mr. Mooch. Nice to see you.
Cuz Steve is asking, what defines a Genesis atomizer? Is it the deck layout or the style of tank? Vast majority of the time, a Genesis atomizer is something that uses stainless steel mesh for wicking, and traditionally it's going to be proper mouth to lung.
And also it'll have that stupid post poking up in the middle of it, the positive one with a screw down thing on the top, and mucho swearing required. Yes, it's I find it strange that some people don't know. Sorry, I'm not mean this derogatory, but some people don't know about Genesis atomizers. I still find that strange, but they are, you know, there's not been a widely known Genesis for, well, since 2012, 2013. Yeah, that is very, very true. I don't know if this will show up. Oh, are you using your new software tonight? Yeah, well, I don't know how to use it. That's the problem. But I was going to try and show that if I can. You got so if this focus will actually. Oh, no. Pull it down a bit. Pull it down a bit. Put your hand behind. Oh, there we go. Stop it. There you go. Wallop. See that? That looks fucking awful. That's one of the very, very first Jennies ever made. That was actually a prototype from Van and Dell. So you've got the mesh in the middle there. You got the positive and negative posts, which look tiny, by the way. Yes, they are very tiny. There's actually there's no nuts, or there's nothing to clamp the wire. You just wrap the wire actually around those posts. No, how does it stay there? You just wrap them round many times. So that looks dodgy as you like. Now, here we go. Since we're talking about that, because you're using mesh in the middle, and so that sucks up all the is it capillate? Is that the word? Capillary. Yeah, using a capillary action. Isn't that capillating? Anyway, using a capillary action, it sucks up the juice up to the thing. Now, does it mean that if you put your Genesis on its side, juice will just piss out of it? Yes, I mean that's why a lot of us older vapors. This is crazy. I mean, I've only been vaping for just over 6 years, but in vaping terms, that's a long time. Find it funny that people complain that their tanks leak because they leave them lying on their side. Yeah. Well, duh. It's yeah. We just accepted that was what happened. There you go. So Kevin's asking, wow, are you able to vape that? Yes, I am. Go on then. Oh, I don't know how long this has been lying for. Give me a minute until I find something to put it on. Try and find a suitably old mod to put it on as well. No, I'm gonna as I said, my MVP. It's no, I don't think 33, because I mean it's a 1.8 ohm coil that's in it. That's fantastic. So you're going to do that at like 10 watts or something to start with?
I'm at I'm at 9.5 watts just now. You'll have to. I've got to put money in the meter. You'll have to excuse me.
And he's just got massive dry hit incoming. I'm going to make sure the camera's on you just in case it is.
That's the thing. People will never ever understand the pain and misery of a dry hit on mesh.
Oh, I don't know. Since this whole kind of thing with these mesh coils and stuff, a mesh RDA. I've had a dry hit off that before, and that's unpleasant as you like. Here we go. Dun 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 dun.
That's rough. And you really have to do the whole whole Genesis tilt thing. It's all coming back. I don't know how long this has been here for. But the actual air hole in this, I actually, where the hell is it? I can't actually see the air hole. That air hole is just, must be about 0.8, has to be 0.8 mil. And that's why I say, I mean, a lot of people, I mean, I know Mr. Bissardo and the Vaping Reek get upset when I say it, but when I talk about proper mouth to lung, because that's how we used to gauge mouth to lung. It was like,
yeah,
you know, take a golf ball through a hole. It's just, yeah.
That's the way it should be, though. We've talked about that on this before, so there's no point in going into it too much again. But when I mouth to lung, I like the Berserker because you could get a proper tight mouth to lung from it, like a proper mouth to lung.
Yes.
A lot of these pod systems, going back to what we were talking about earlier on, they're not mouth to lung. So a smoker used to smoking and used to the draw goes on to something like that, and it's way looser, and it just doesn't work. It just they have a hard time with it. And I had a super hard time with tanks trying to mouth to lung when I first started. It's a bloody nightmare.
Yeah. It's character building stuff.
Oh, you've gone.
Oh, that wasn't me. That wasn't me.
You've got just a blank screen or something.
Oh, awesome. So it's just my voice again.
Well, hang on. No, you see, now I can see you in the corner of the screen. But this is a Google problem. This isn't a you problem, I don't think. Because I can see you in the corner of the screen, but when you talk, the screen goes black.
Tell you what, hang on a second, mate.
I think it's a Google fan. He's locking out to log back in again. This is here he comes.
Back again.
There we go. It's working. Yes, boom. Well done. Good job.
So you had a sweat going on there, didn't you?
Yeah, it started to happen. Good. Well done. I think you should all be able to see it. Shane, 29th, hopefully, fella. There we go.
I mean, that's the strange thing. I've gone from what 9.5 watts to that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's change days. Change days.
It just makes me so happy seeing you blow clouds these days. When we first started getting to know each other, you were like, nah, fuck that cloud stuff, wankers. Nah, no. It's take that now. Eh? He'll be doing jellyfish in the shed. I bet he practices those when no one's looking as well.
I don't. No, I'm not going to go there.
No, you've got to now. You've started it.
I did. I remember when Scott, I Get Your 69 did his video.
Yeah.
Trying to teach people how to blow O's and things like that.
Yeah.
And I sat there for hours trying to do it. And all I did was walk about like that for hours afterwards. Just my jaw was so sore. I can't do it. It's as simple as that. I just can't do it.
His bits in his videos where he does the cloud shot or the O-ring and then just looks at the camera, though, that's still one of my favorite bits of Scott's videos.
I mean, that'll go. Yeah, I really like that, and I've talked to you about this before. Is that for for years you never really saw Scott's personality as such coming through.
Yeah.
But then when he started doing stuff like that, that was just class. It was brilliant. It was brilliant.
Absolutely. Speed Freak, Buddy's mouth lung's supposed to replicate the draw of a Marlboro or a tight anorexic roll-up. They're very different. Tight mouth lung is like a roll-up. A new mouth lung is like a ciggy, I find. Well, it's going to be a personal thing, isn't it? It's like kind of how much is too much and how much is too little. It's all going to be down to personal. But for me, it's got to be tight. Tony the Tiger tight.
Yeah, you can't really compare it to a roll-up because everybody rolled their rollies differently.
Exactly. And it depended on how how close to the end of the month you were as well. End of the month,
No.
little thin skinny things that were tight as fuck. Dean, did you go for a Scott look with that picture of your new mic? I didn't. I put a picture of the new mic, the Sennheiser MKE 600, in fact, on Instagram, and I did this picture of me holding the mic and go, I felt super exciting. Didn't realize until after I'd taken it. I went downstairs, chilling out. I was editing it on my phone, and then the light had caught my front two teeth, and now it looks like I've got one of those kind of like metallic grills that rappers have. Either that or like really kind of glow in the dark Bugs Bunny teeth. Could go either way. Chuck, I love Sennheiser. Absolutely. I've got some Sennheiser headphones which are a bit too basic. I can't mix with them, so I mix with my the new ones that I've got from Studio. There you go. Vaping Biker 15 gets 15% off. And I use those because they're a very flat response, whereas the Sennheisers are a little bit too bassy. So great for listening to music kind of to chill with. But the Sennheiser microphone surprised the crap out of me. I did a test this morning and it's so much louder. I've had to turn my gain down massively on my mixer. And it's so much louder than my previous microphone. I'm really happy with it. It's brilliant. And a great tone. When was the last time either of you had a smoking relapse? 2013, 14, 13, maybe. Got to be like 6 years for you, isn't it?
Me, I've never had never
just started vaping and away. When did you start? I know I take the piss out of you saying that you've been vaping longer than mountains have been mountains, but
no, I mean, compared to the OGs, I mean, I'm still a newbie. I mean, March 2012. So
still not bad going though, is it?
Yeah, that was, but it was quite good because when I came in, that's when everything was picking up and things were changing rapidly. So, but you go back and you watch some of Scott's and Grimm's old videos and with tea bags and shit like that. No. I'm glad I missed all that. I really am.
Yeah, definitely. Make a slime video. What the fuck's a slime video?
I have no idea.
that could be dodgy or not, or a 24-hour challenge. I did want to do a 24-hour challenge, but I was going to kind of go and work hard to make that a thing, but I don't think it's going to be possible. I wanted to do it and then get a load of guests on over the course of the 24 hours and raise a load of money for charity, but I think I might actually die if I did that. But
I was going to say the chances of you staying awake are zero.
But you know what it's like with you and me. We can sit there at 3 o'clock in the morning on a Wednesday morning and having a chat on Facebook, go, bored to fuck, what are you watching? So, because we don't have normal jobs, we tend to sort of do these silly late nights. Plus, when we're speaking to manufacturers or wherever around the world, then you're kind of doing that at all silly hours of the bloody day as well. I don't know. I'd like to do it though. I would. I think it would be cool.
What are you watching just now, anyway?
What we watched, I tell you what, we watched the new Lara Croft film the other day, which was nice.
It took a while to get going, that though.
It did, and very game inspired. It was very inspired by the game, more so than the previous one. And I thought
that's just because your missus told you that, didn't she?
No, but yeah, I thought the young lady that played it was very pretty, but I don't think she was. I think Angelina was a better Lara Croft.
Yeah, I'm not even going to go into your 2 reasons why.
Not that. Not that. I just have a hard time thinking that this little tiny little girl's going to be kicking the fuck out of a load of blokes.
Yeah.
And it annoys me with superheroes as well. I've talked about that before. And as much as having some thin, scrawny model man bloke as a superhero, go fuck yourself. I want Superman to look like he's hard. I want Sean Connery, who used to look like he could beat the fuck out of someone, to be doing a James Bond role rather than Roger Moore, who was very good. But to be honest, if he had a good old smack of you, you'd be like, "What are you doing? Get off! Stop playing." But Sean does it. Off, you'd feel that fucker. So yeah, that it annoys me. So, superheroes that don't look the thing. But no, as far as I tell you what was really good. Because of day. Oh God, there's a program about a magician, and it got cancelled after the first season.
Yeah, I saw the trailer for it.
Deception, that's what it's called. Yeah, really good. Really enjoyed it. It was a first, and it was kind of, I like my kind of the crime things that have got a bit of lightheartedness to them, So a little bit of NCIS, I'm all over that. A little bit of
Castle. You watch Castle?
Castle, yeah, that was marvelous. And also Lethal Weapon. That series was great. And that's Shane.
I wouldn't know. Sorry.
You're a fucking bellend. You should watch it. It's really good. But no. Have you seen anything super exciting?
No, just the usual. Once this is over, I'm going to go in and watch this week's Westworld.
We've not watched the new series yet. Is it any good?
I don't know if it's as good as the first season, but I'm enjoying it. Last night I watched Thor Ragnarok again. I think I've watched that about 5 times now. It's just the humor in it is the best out of any Marvel film. It's just so funny.
Schwarzy's now about to start to watch Sons of Anarchy. Started with his ex, but stopped. Sons of Anarchy is awesome. Series 1 was really good. I think 2 and 3 are the slow moving ones, and then like 4 and 5 and 6 or whatever go kind of fairly hardcore, I think. But no, really good. I love Sons of Anarchy.
And yes, it was me that was on about Into the Badlands. I'm all caught up in that. It's fantastic, really fantastic.
Good stuff. M16 loves Law and Order Special Victims Unit. That's too serious for me. That Law and Order, I can't be doing that. That's always a little bit heavy. I'm not very bright. You know this. Then so when I'm watching something on TV, I need to kind of have a little bit of a sort of humor to it just to keep me involved, because otherwise I drift off going. No. And Vicky hates it because I sit there and go, well, hang on, continuity. Where's that? Why is that a thing? That shouldn't be happening. They wouldn't do that. That's ridiculous. And so unless it's got some humor in there. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Modern Family, like those. You should watch a movie that was shot on an iPhone 7 and edited using Film IC, Unsane.
We've spoken about that before.
We have indeed. But there we go. Good stuff. So there's a bunch of telly that everyone can leave this little Monday Night Live and go and get involved with. Doctor Who, he's the best. Pfft.
No, that's for kids. Sorry.
Which was who's this David Tennant? He was quite good because I think he's quite barking. So
no, it was Pertwee was the best, or Tom Baker. Sorry, I'm just showing my age now.
Yeah, Baker was the original day of the Mysterons. No, of the those Cybermen, I think, and I think they scared me silly when I was a wee lad.
Yeah, I must admit, the Cybermen. There was one with Cybermen. I always remember they were in. I'm sure they were in a submarine, and the Cybermen were outside, and they were not in it. Scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. Really did.
Absolutely. Dana, have you seen the new Star Wars Solo yet? I haven't, but that's one Star Wars I'm kind of interested in seeing. I give no shits about the rest of Star Wars, about any of Star Wars, no shits given, which could be an unpopular thing, but yeah, I'm kind of interested in seeing the Solo one. What else we got? I watched the first of the new OCC, totally stage showed. Yeah, well, OCC is there's always been terrible. We used to watch it when we were working on the rigs on a day that we got weathered off and had to sit in the smoke room and just sit there and watch it. It'd be OCC and how it's made. That's a program you can waste some serious man hours on and learn random stuff, but that's no good in the rest of your life in the slightest.
I'll tell you what. I know it's off. Have you watched Arrested Development?
I kind of have a little bit, but yeah, it kind of got a little bit too American, and that sounds really weird, but American sense of humor is different to the British sense of humor, and there was some kind of Larry David, is it? This the main character dude. I just don't get on with him. I don't gel with him at all.
Oh, stop. Mike Young's just said, "Oh, the Midnight Express." I've not watched that in years. That's sorry, no, I'll move on. Yes, enough TV and films, I think.
Shane, I answered you earlier on, fella. I said hopefully the 29th. So there we go. Right. I think, yes, that's more than enough. It's about vaping. Have you got anything coming in that we need to be aware of? Have you got any reviews going up that we need to be aware of?
I've got a review going up tomorrow for, funnily enough, the next two reviews are for normal things. I got the review going up for that NUA ceramic RDA. That goes up tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Interested in seeing what you think of that one.
It's shite. And it's not it's shite. It's just the quality control on it is abysmal. So, which is a shame.
See, that's one of those things that I turned down because I figured that was going to be no good to anyone.
Yeah, it could have been good. And then the review for the flow, well, not the flow, the rig mod Wotofo Flux will be up the day after, and then the day after that, I'm away
off to Poland. You lucky
yes.
boy, international vape superstar. You not jealous at all?
No, I'm just away to spend a few days in a castle with some la-di-da mod makers, getting drunk. What a life.
Tough old times, isn't it? Yeah. Well, I've got a live review coming up tomorrow, I think, and I think that'll be for the cut. I think I'm going to do a live review for that one from Desire, and then after that, I'm going to be doing my D Pro Mini as a special. Not special, but as one of the artistic ones. I was going to say earlier on that I think YouTube is still being just a gigantic nightmare. Either that or people's attention has gone so quickly over Innokin that the views on the Innokin Proton have been horrific, absolutely awful. I don't understand it. It can't be just because it's Innokin, because when you look at some of the other guys, they're great numbers on them, but I don't know if people just haven't seen that I posted the video up or what. I spent fucking ages on that bastard as well.
It's because of, sorry, and I know this is, a lot of people will type pigeonhole me, he only reviews la-di-da gear, or you only review mech mods because you've got a beard, and so, you know, people might not look to your channel for that kind of information.
Yeah.
So it's Schwartzy. I'm just laughing because Schwartzy, that's what my missus says to me all the time. She says I've got the attention span of the dog out of Up. She just says, "Oh, look, a squirrel." That's just me all day long.
So yeah, so we've both got some reviews going, so make sure that you go and check those out. If you want some additional viewing, if you're into reviews, then go and check out the Vaping with Thesis, like I mentioned last week. Also, who else review wise?
Todd's reviews.
Who's he?
I never get a shout out. I just come on here so that you might one day say, "Oh, by the way, this fat bloke in the shed that's on the show also does reviews."
But if I do that, then you won't come on because you'll have nothing to be hungry for the future.
It's just, I mean, I only do this for exposure, and you never give me a shout out. ever.
When you deserve one, you'll have one.
Sorry, I'm just looking at. Sorry, my apologies. I'm looking at chat. The Jameson's saying D Pro Mini. Yeah, I know you're absolutely right. Dean said to me already. He's shouted at me, said that I should get the D Pro Mini and have a look at it because he reckoned it would be right up my street.
Yeah,
because I do reviews also.
Is there any reviewers that you've seen of late that you kind of want to give a shout out to?
2 seconds. I'm sorry.
No worries. Okay, so other reviewers or other things, go and see. If you saw my Daedalus live stream, then I mentioned Kazor. So go and check out him as well, particularly if you've got the Daedalus stuff going on. But otherwise, if you're kind of into photography, then Peter McKinnon, Matthias Hapoya, and I wish I could remember the other guy's name because he's really good. Hey, you're back. Do you want to shout out a vape reviewer?
This guy, he's copied me for years. He's now actually got a lookalike shed. Would you believe it?
Who's that?
That's amazing. Got a lookalike shed. He's actually quite good, and he's up and coming. And I can't do that anymore. Sorry.
Look, I'm trying to find this other channel to go and look at. Look,
I honestly, I can tell you on the amount of review. I mean, I'm subscribed to yourself, Richard, Vaping V1CK, Bob, Ophidian Vapes. I subscribed to, what's his name? Was it Sherlock Holmes or something? Or I mentioned the other day, I quite liked these. He had the whole Peter McKinnon thing going on with his.
Yeah.
I thought he was quite good. But and this isn't. I really do think that, not necessarily you, but with some of these guys that are doing that format, I think with some of them they've forgotten the content and it's more about the styling now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did think that a little bit about his video, but I still really enjoyed it, and I suppose for the high level stuff, it's pretty smart. It's pretty smart.
Nice one. The other channel that I was thinking of is Chris Howe, H-A-U. He's very, very good as well. But no, that's pretty much it. And Casey Neistat, obviously, I watch him, but you don't really have to give a shout out to Casey Neistat, do you? That Aussie Man's new channel is brilliant as well. So that's about it. I think there's. I am absolutely shattered. I'm getting a haircut tomorrow. I'm very excited. So I am going to go and go and get my head down after a cup of tea, because I'm very, very English. But there you go. Anything you want to say to finish with, Mr. T?
No, nothing. Can we just cut this now? I want to go and watch Westworld. Right. No, I've absolutely nothing. I've absolutely nothing. I'm just concentrating on packing up the shed before I head off and trying to get as much done as I can before I go. My humble apologies. I have nothing witty or intellectual to add to this conversation. I actually never have anything witty or intellectual to add to this.
Oh, so I think I saw someone mention First We Feast. Yes, go and see First We Feast, because Hot Ones has come back for another series as well. Started with Johnny Knoxville, thought it was going to be way more entertaining than it actually was, but there you go. Right, in that case, I tell you what, to mix it up, do you want to say the Have It Large rather than me, and I'll just blow the cloud?
As always, I got this item free to review and to show off to you guys. No, I better not do that.
Right, back to you then. Go on, get that big old fucking mod in your face.
Right, here we go. No, I just don't do it tonight, mate. I've not the I really do not have the stand-up stamps. Yeah, let's go.
Thanks very much for watching. Don't forget you can support the channel on Patreon or on PayPal. Look at the links in the description down below. And as always, leave your comments about anything we talked about tonight or anything you'd like us to talk about next week. And on that note, I think we're gonna. What's he doing? You were just.
You can get pumped.
You started way ahead of the game.
Ram it. Come on.
Oh dear, that's made me sweat more than it should have done. Look,
quick, come on.
Right, get it done. Thank you everyone for watching, and we'll see you next week. I mean,